Microphone check 1, 2, 3, 4. Bangkok, Thailand is the occasion and the place for the finals of the Suzuki Cup. This is leg number 1 between Thailand in all blue tonight against the yellow and blacks of Malaysia, appearing in their 3rd Suzuki Cup final. Thailand, of course, appearing in their 6th final. They're champions in 1996, 2002, runners-up in 07, 08 and 2012. Malaysia champions in 2010, just 2 Suzuki Cups ago. And of course, in the inaugural competition, they lost out to Thailand in 1996 by a goal to nil, which was scored by Thailand's coach for tonight, Kiatisuk Sinamwang. Dola Saleh was in the squad but didn't play in the final that day. He is the coach of Malaysia. Thailand just make one change to the same team that beat the Philippines by 3 goals to nil at this stadium a week ago, and that is a welcome back of Adisak Kraison, the striker. The unfortunate person to miss out on is Prakit Diprom, the number 12, who has had more assists than any other player in this tournament. The Thai team, in fact, he's up there in assists alongside Philip Young-Husband with 3 assists in this tournament so far. Malaysia keep to the same starting 11 that miraculously overturned a 2-1 home disadvantage into a 4-2 victory in Hanoi in Vietnam. It's the same 11 that gave their hearts out and left it on the pitch in the Maiden Stadium. So in the Rajamangala, more of the same, says Dola Saleh. Farizal Malias in goal, back 4 of Zubir Azmi, Fadli Shahs, Shuko Adan and Eskunalan. Midfield quartet of Amri Yaya, Safik Rahim, Badri Ratzi and Azmuddin Akil. Indra Putra, the veteran, is just playing slightly behind the main striker, Nosharul Idlan Talaha. For the Thais, it's a typical 4-2-3-1 formation that Kiatisuk Sinamwang has deployed throughout this tournament. Nurbadin Wirawat Nadom in right full back, Sutinam Pukom and Tanapun Kesarat defending right in front of Kawin Tamsachanan, best goalkeeper in this tournament bar none. Pirapat Nochaya, the left full back who started every match for them. Saraj Yuyen and Sharil Shapui is pulled back into the center of midfield, allowing Chanatip Songkrasin to roam in a free roll up front just behind Adisak. And on the flanks, of course, Mongkon, Tosakrai and Krokrit Tawikan. We've got goals in them already. Mongkon scoring their first goal of this competition. Yep, good.
Salam sejahtera daripada Bangkok. Saya sekarang berada di Stadium Raja Mangala untuk pertandingan pusingan akhir Piala Suzuki 2014 antara pasukan Malaysia dan pasukan Thailand. Suasana di stadium ini amat riah pada sekarang. Lebih daripada 50,000 penyokong-penyokong di akan tiba untuk menyokong pasukan mereka. Saya ke stadium pada 11 pagi tadi dan dapat satu kejutan yang amat membuat saya gembira kerana saya dapat melihat beratus-ratus penyokong Thailand sudah pun tiba untuk menyokong pasukan mereka, dan mereka akan mengharap bahawa sokongan mereka dapat menolong pasukan Thailand mereka ke kemenangan selepas kalah di peringkat ini untuk tiga kali berturut-turut.
Will do it after me. I'm on the camera now. Okay? You call. They're in different studio.
What?
They're downstairs. David, can you hear me? Yeah? Yeah, I can hear Steve, so I'm keeping this line. Okay. We only have 5 minutes here, guys. Steve, it is buzzing here in Bangkok. Fantastic atmosphere. 50,000 people. This game was sold out 2 days ago, and the fans have been coming into the grounds this morning. In fact, they made a day out of it with family and friends. The sports stores around the stadium had huge queues, and you know, the Thailand jerseys were being snapped up. Number 7 and number 18, they're the hot favorites, and there's a big screen set up as well just outside on the stadium grounds. So for the fans who missed out on the tickets, they've got to see it there. Massive, massive atmosphere, huge buzz around the stadium. Yeah, the big news and the big headline today is that the Football Association of Thailand have promised the Thai team a bonus of 25 million baht if they win this tournament. And then in addition, $1 million baht for each win they've had in this tournament. All this in addition to the $100,000 prize money. So it's a huge incentive for the Thai team to perform. And their predictions as well in the papers, most experts predicting a 2-0 scoreline. Quotes from the Thai coach, Kiatisuk, saying that his players are not feeling nervous about playing Malaysia, not feeling nervous about this occasion, which I find kind of hard to believe because it's overwhelming, in fact. The Malaysian team, the news has been the fact that Syukur Adnan is back in the lineup, a huge boost for Malaysia, and the injury concerns over Shafiq Rahim have also eased. He's playing as well.
Kala 50,000 penyokong sudah pun datang untuk menyokong Thailand dan juga Malaysia. Ini akan menjadi perlawanan yang amat menarik. Thailand sudah pun kalah untuk 3 kali berturut-turut di pusingan ini. Malaysia juara untuk 2010 akan mencuba untuk meraihkan juara lagi dan membawa bekalan gol untuk ke Bukit Jalil. Itu yang terkini daripada saya. Kembali ke studio.
It's Sawadee Cup from Bangkok, Thailand. The Suzuki Cup is within sniffing distance. The 10th edition of the ASEAN Football Championships is a throwback to the inaugural, as the same two teams who fought it out for the first ever crown take to the field once again. Thailand in blue against Malaysia in the black and yellows. Different circumstances to the one in 1996 as it is now. Then it was just a one-off affair. Since 2004 it's been a two-legged final, but the significance of the first leg has not been lost on the players. We'll touch more on that after the national anthems of the Suzuki Cup finalists 2014. Thailand to your left and Malaysia to your right.
Please stand for the national anthem of Malaysia.
ขอเชิญท่านผู้ชมทุกท่านยืนตรงเพื่อเคารพธงชาติมาเลเซียครับ
And now the national anthem of Thailand.
และขอเชิญท่านผู้ชมทุกท่านร่วมกันยืนตรงเคารพธงชาติไทยและร้องเพลงชาติไทยร่วมกันดังๆครับ
The resplendent Rajamangala Stadium rocking to its core. The core of the Thai supporters who are out here to cheer their team on. And just as the teams need reminding that there's another leg to come in Kuala Lumpur on Saturday, history has shown us the need for a side to throw down the gauntlet and mark their territory in the first tie. Since it's been over two legs, there's always been a result in the first leg, and the winners of the opening leg have gone on to lift the Suzuki Cup. That's a look at the officials led by Valentin Kovalenko of Uzbekistan, and the Thai team have kept to almost the same side with just one change from the team that beat the Philippines by 3-0. It's a side that haven't conceded for 3 games now. The last team to score against them were these bunch of guys in yellow and black, Malaysia, in a 2-3 defeat in the group stages, of course. The Thais got through the group stages with a 100% record, the 4th time that they've done it in their Suzuki Cup history. As the captains exchange flags, Shuko Adan to your right, the Malaysian captain, will appear in his record 20th Suzuki Cup match. Nosharul Idlan Talaha, who plays right in front of him at the extreme end of the pitch, is appearing in his 19th. Kawin, of course, the goalkeeper from Thailand, Kawin Thamsachanan, has been the best gloved one in this tournament so far, and he keeps his place in between the stakes. The one change they make is to welcome back Adisak Kraison, the number 9. He's the Asian Games top scorer with 5 goals, but he's only got 2 goals in this competition in the Suzuki Cup. Both were scored against Malaysia, including the winner in 5. Unlucky person to miss out is the number 12, Prakit Diprom, who's had the most assists this Thai side in this tournament. In fact, he's right up there with Philip Younghusband with 3 assists in this tournament. It's the same 11 that predicated coach Dola Saleh's faith in them with an amazing display, and Hanoi that take to the field for the Malaysians, and that will mean that Farisal Malias will start in goal and Badri Radzi starting side by side with Safiq Rahim. Valentin Kovalenko, the referee from Uzbekistan, actually refereed 2 Malaysian matches in 2012, and Kyatisuk Sinamwang 2 games away from history. He doesn't look a day older than his 41 years. They say a team plays according to a coach's views, and they played with a smile on their face. Dola Saleh was part of that 1996 squad that lost to Thailand by a 0-0, a Kyatisuk 0-0 in the final. He couldn't make the final only because he was injured in that. Only 2 local-born coaches have won the Suzuki Cup. Tawatchai Sajatkul of Thailand in 1996 and K. Rajagopal of Malaysia in 2010. You can add a third to that list after this affair. It'll come from either country again. Will the third be Kyatisuk or Dola? It's the first time 2 local-born coaches are locking horns in a Suzuki Cup final since, you guessed it, 1996, when one Jamak, one Hassan pitted his acumen with Tawatchai Sajakul. We're all set and ready to go. The 2014 Suzuki Cup final. This will be the 10th game in the final for Thailand, more than any other country. They haven't done too well though, since it's been turned into a 2-legged affair. They haven't won the Suzuki Cup since the final's been turned into a 2-legged affair. In fact, they've only won 1 game in 6 finals since it's been turned into 2 legs, and that was the last time out against Singapore when they won in the stadium by a 0-0. And they've never scored more than 1 goal in a Suzuki Cup final since it's been turned into 2 legs. Malaysia's record in Thailand is even more dire. They've lost to Thailand, the home ground of the Thais, on all 4 occasions that they played here in the Suzuki Cup. In fact, they haven't even scored a goal against Thailand in those 4 occasions. They start very nervously, trying to put the ball away. They beat the Vietnamese only because of their hard pressing and their appetite for the game in midfield. Let's see if they can cut out this very slick Thai movement, which includes a lot of fluid, slick passing. Early foul by Chanatip Songkrasin. Players will take some time to settle down. Both these 2 sides very stingy in the opening 15 minutes of matches in the Suzuki Cup. In fact, they've only conceded 3 goals each in the first 15 minutes of games in the Suzuki Cup. Thailand's last goal that they conceded in the first 15 minutes came in the last final at the Jalan Besar Stadium in Singapore. Mustafiz Faroudin penalty, the 10th minute that game. Malaysia, the last time they conceded a goal in the opening 15 minutes of matches was way back in 2010. Lamnao Singto of Laos scoring in the 8th minute of that game. That was 14 matches ago, so expect a very cagey start. Couple of loose passes as the players try to get themselves balanced on the pitch and make sure that the crowd doesn't distract them too much. Running made straight away by Adi Sakraison, fresh and fit after sitting out the last game through suspension against the Philippines. Krokrit with an early touch. Saraj Yuyen. This is great football by the Thais. Chanatip, as always, will keep ball and look for a teammate. This time he finds Prepad. Back to Chanatip, taken off him. Krokrit. It's lovely movement down the flanks at the moment until Peter Patton tried to take it around Kunalan. Failed to do so. Kunalan's coming in for Mahali Jasuli and had a splendid game at right full back against the Vietnamese. Coach has decided to keep faith with him at right full back. Selangor player who'll be playing for Johor Darul Ta'zim next season. Peter Patton, not Chaya, 21-year-old, one of 8 players who played in the 2013 SEA Games in the starting 11. SEA Games, of course, which Kyatisuk, the coach, won. Was brought there to win the gold medal and stop the Malaysian dominance in the SEA Games. Malaysians had won the last 2. Bring that gold medal back to Thailand. He's done that, and he's been tasked as well the ASEAN Football Championships to bring the Suzuki Cup back. He's the last person to lift the club way back in 2002. It's been 12 years of hurt for the Thais. And they finally make it right. No Sharul. He himself gets an early touch. The Thais get the ball away from him, just crowded him out of it. Krokrit got past one. Not the best time to make his turns then. No Sharul lost the ball momentarily. Indra Putra with an early touch. Safiq Rahim, Badri. Azamuddin also involved. Has had a chance for an early strike, and Amri Yaya found himself in acres of room inside the penalty box. There's Narabuddin behind him, but he certainly had the advantage then over his defender. Lovely run by Chanatip. Slapped away from him though. Now suddenly the game has come alive. After a nervous opening minute, First shot on target by Amri Yaya, straight into the arms of Kawin. Krokrit, lovely touch by Chanatip. Adisak trying to keep it moving. Saraj, referee side by side with the play, says, "You're all men, get on with it." Chanatip yet again trying to set it up for Shadil Shapui. Ball towed away from him, but he gets a second opportunity and a second bite at it. Adisak inside the penalty box, waiting for any sort of a cross to come in. Well, it did come behind Mongkon. And he skied it. So all of a sudden the games come to life. Malaysia, their swashbuckling style. The opening attempt on target, laying down their very own gauntlet, easily held by Cowan, and then Thailand coming right back with this attack. Played inside by Narabuddin for the player who was supposed to be playing just in front of him. One call down the right-hand side. He got himself neatly into the penalty box just to sky that effort wide. It's exactly what the final needs. A couple of attacks, a couple of fiery exchanges just to get the crowd going. Narabuddin, Mongkon, easily shackled though by Zubair. Here is Amri Yaya, still Amri, one of two players in this squad who were part of the 2004 team. Last time that Malaysia beat Thailand, the Suzuki Cup. It's back home, of course, in Bukit Jalil. He's got their second attempt. In fact, at night, he sets up the equalizer for Khalid Jamlus. That 2-1 win. Match where Thailand needed only to draw. Malaysia went on to win and knock Thailand out of the 2004 competition in the group stages. Just one of two occasions where they failed to make it past the group stages in the Suzuki Cup. Kiati Suk that night was playing in the Vietnamese league, was highly critical. Spin and turn, just jazzing through this Malaysian defense. Chanatip intervened at the end by Zubair. For the run of Indra Putra. Sarach once again just protects the defense like a jealous lover. Lovely skills by Sarachuyan. Here is Chanatip, seeing a lot of the ball in the early stages. Exactly what Kiatisuk would have wanted. A player that he's given a free roam to. Not the best of passes by Krokrit. Badri Radzi. Indra Putra, it's a lovely ball played inside. It's onside! It's on target. And once again, Cowan, who was backtracking, decided to take no chances with a held ball, palming it away. And the Malaysians have started this match like a house on fire. Exactly what they did in Hanoi. Noor Sharul finding some space, superbly found by Indra. He tried to lift it over Cowan. And it takes an accurate shot to lift it over that imposing figure and that giant of a figure in the Thai goal. And Cowan has had to make 2 saves already in the opening 5 minutes of this match. They need to settle down a little bit. Kiatisuk wouldn't have appreciated that ball played long by Tanabun Kesarat. Narabuddin will settle for the throw. Amri Yaya, well, he certainly embodied this Malaysian start. A lot of energy, a lot of skill on the ball so far. Lovely pass by Chanatip. Krokrit! Side netting. Are we going to get a goal or what in this match? Both teams have gone for the jugular. And Krokrit scored 2 against the Philippines. Almost squeezing it at the near post against Farizal. Always going to be a difficult ask. He's a player who's got his tails up and his confidence in himself to take that pot shot at goal whenever he's got the opportunity to do so. He certainly was fed the opportunity by a quite piercing ball from Chanatip Songkrasin. Hardly drawn breath in the opening 7 minutes as Adisak climbs after that and loses out to Fadli Shahs. Shadil Shapui, oh, it's a mistake once again from the Thai defense. No, Shadil's broken clear and just jammed out of it. A combination of Sutinun and Narabuddin. The latter cleared it in the end. No, Shadil all of a sudden playing in the lone striker's role, getting a sniff in a couple of opportunities already. This very lightweight Thai defense, they're trying to do it in numbers now. Here's the breakaway. Chanatip, still Chanatip. Lovely ball played forward by Adisak. The problem is that he's out there and they need bodies inside the box. Mongkon prevented from crossing. by a timely intervention from Zubair Azmi. It's end-to-end stuff in the 2014 Suzuki Cup final. Malaysia haven't come here to park the bus. They seek the early goal. The Thais reeling at the back, deciding to play their football up front because that's what they do best. Krokrit, Sharil Shapui, back to Krokrit, not the best of passes by the Swiss-born Sharil. Handball, was that a push on Krokrit? Kovalenko, who was about 10 yards away from it, saw it as a push on Krokrit. Malaysians weren't too happy with that decision. It's going to be Thailand ball. Sharil's behind this. A little over eager and overzealous. Shot does come in the end. Came from Pirapad Nachaya, left full back. Scored 2 goals this season for his club side, BEC Terasasana. 6 players in this Thai team coming from BEC. Pirapad Nachaya. This is the 30th meeting between Malaysia and Thailand in Thailand. The 90th meeting between these two teams overall. Malaysia have had the better head-to-head statistics, and they've had the better start to this game as well. Shuttle is tripping up on the Rajamangala serve. Just a clearance anywhere will do from Tanapur Isarat. Certainly shown his appetite for the game. No shuttle in the opening stages of this match. Badri Radzi, early touch of the ball. Once again, Thailand defending it nervous, crowded out a bit. Krokrit, one of the most foul players in this tournament, gets another free kick. Pia, as he's known, Badri Radzi, 2013 MVP of the Malaysian Super League, just closing it too tight. Kovalenko has kept a very tight watch on things so far. Confidence boosting headers by Captain Shukorada. We have to watch against this man who came off the substitutes bench and scored 2 goals against them in the group stages. 3-2 and twice that match the Malaysians led. Thailand almost a hair's breadth away from getting contact on the ball. That would have been diverted right into goal. Shapui. Onside, Adisak by a very sleepy Zubair Azmi, and left full back. Didn't move up in unison. "11 minutes have blown past here at the Rajamangala in the Suzuki Cup final. The Thais have now gone 310 minutes without conceding a goal in the Suzuki Cup. The Malaysians were the last team to score against them. Safiq Rahim was the last player to score against them. He tried to get them on the way with the ball displayed behind the defense yet again, which can look very suspect, especially with those high duels coming in. The midfielders not tracking back in time. Usually watertight, with Saraj playing side by side with Prakit. He's got Sharil Shapui, who's more offensive-minded, side by side with him tonight. Here's Adisak. Free kick, surely. Very late to the challenge, Shukoada. Pass fit to play at the very last minute. Felder United player. Too slow against the hungrier Adisak. Trying to make up for lost time, missing out, of course, that second leg semi-finals. It's a very young Thai squad, led by this man, Kyati Suk, who himself has got 4 goals against Malaysia in his career. 3 of them were scored in the Suzuki Cup. In fact, Thailand's 100th goal against Malaysia was scored by Kyati Suk. It happened to be the winning goal in the 1996 final. Wongkon started this 2014 edition of the Suzuki Cup going. The very first goal of the tournament for the Thais against Singapore. Good to throw in. Chanatip. Trying to suffocate the ball out of Chanatip at the moment. Malaysia, he just can't deal with his dazzling runs. Mongkon. And Malaysians just making sure that he has no opportunity whatsoever. Combination of Fadli Shahs and Amri Yaya. Anything would do as long as you prevent him from getting the ball right inside the box, even if it means clattering into your own player. Very good work until that final cross inside, which needed to be dinked slightly into the box. Yaya has fallen down and claims that he was pushed by Mongkon. He's not too happy. He feels that it's gamesmanship from the Malaysians trying to get him yellow carded. He is on a yellow card. One more and he'll be out for the final. He turned away. It wasn't looking really. It was Tanabun Kisarat. Yaya. His backup end is okay now. Both him and Shuko Adan, part of that 2004 squad. Last time Malaysians beat Thailand in the Suzuki Cup. There was an arm that was swung actually. So it's quietly naughty by Mongkon. Shapui. Right pass, but to be fair to him as well, he didn't have much options because there wasn't much movement wide. He's looking to play it out to either Naraburin or Mongkon. Mongkon had tucked himself inside by then. Peter Patsa winning one in the air. Anyway, will do up high into the night Bangkok sky. Peter Patsa ball forward, looking for the run of Adisak, chased down of course by Fadli Shahs. Shuko Adan had already moved forward, trying to keep it close, watching close pursuit on Chanatip. There's Adisak. Still Adisak. Pass for handball. Referee says play on. Indra Putra trying to get no shuttle going yet again. This time watchful defending by Tanabun. Peter Pat. He's ready to pull the trigger, release the pass. Was hesitant only because a couple of his players were in an offside position and Raputra just took the opportunity to nick the ball off him. Adisak heavily involved in these opening stages. Peter Pat. The header is one in the air. Still kept alive, is it? The Malaysians have asked for offside and the assistant referee says play on. And they have to play on. Here's Chanatip. Sarajuyen. His passing qualities, his defensive abilities, more than his shooting qualities. That's the reason why number 6 has been a peach of a player. This man who took the shot. Katie Sook's a big fan of his. Let's put him in the squad. Put him side by side with Praket Deeprom, despite the experience of Adul Lasso. Peter Pat. Layoff was a very good one by Chanatip. Got a little lucky as well. Procreate just trying to hang that one up in the air. Fadli Shahs has made the most clearances in this tournament than any other Malaysian. Wins another one. Chanatip deciding not to flick that dangerous ball across. This one's easy for the goalkeeper though, from Peter Pat. Movement from Thai players up front can be very mesmerising. The Malaysians are finding it hard to cope with them at the moment. Chanatip will take you on a merry dance all along, right across the line. And it's a choreography which usually conjures and you have to follow in the end. Here he is once again, jazzing past a couple and almost a perfect ball for Crockett. It's a little too meaty in the end. And that's what Chanatip does for you. That's the reason why he's in that free roll. Close ball control, second to none. Messi J going past one, waltzing past Safiq Rahim. Just trying to dink one right in front of Crockett. Saraj climbs, loses, wants the free kick, gets a decision from Mr. Kovalenko against Indra, man who scored against Thailand in 2002. They won by 3-1. Indra scored the third of those 3 goals. In fact, he was the last Malaysian player to score a goal in Bangkok. That was in the group stages against Vietnam in a 2-3 defeat. Kawin, long surging ball. Adisaka loses out in the air, and Yaya settles for the throw. 20 minutes of the game gone past. One heavily in the air. Clever, putting it right into the mix where Amriyaya was trying to feed on. Much more clearance once again by Tanamul Kesarat. Small shuttle, scored a goal against Vietnam to make him one of 4 Malaysians to score at least 3 Suzuki Cup tournaments. The other one side by side with him in Putra, of course, and Amriyaya. Suiting up, there's a clearance from him. Adisak coming all the way back just to help him win that one in the air. Something Brown has had to defend a lot more than he has had the opportunity to try to create, only because he's keeping such a close watch on Messi J. This time he does a Messi J on Messi J. The turn that Chanatip himself would have been very proud of. The first time, so try again, and he does rather easily the second time. Look who's there yet again, Saraj Union. Monkon. Keep that one in play and win a throw. The answer is yes. Amriyaya has been the top scoring Malaysian in international matches this year, alongside Safiq Rahim. He's got 4 goals already, including 1 against Thailand in this tournament. He's so hungry to add to that tally. His display so far in this match. Thailand have now gone 320 minutes, I should say. 320 minutes without conceding a goal. Passes by Adisak, picked up by Saraj, yet again. Royalty when it comes to the second ball. Pirapat, Krokrin. And after a feverish start from the Malaysians, it's the Thais who are slowly getting control of this game. Trying to get the metronome moving. These quick, fast passes. Trying to get to the ball. Gives away the free kick against Chaya. Them beating China by 5-1. Thai crowd knew that good times were coming, and after that SEA Games victory, they were just 1 game away from qualifying for the Olympic Games with their Asian Games display, finishing 4th. Here they are, 2 games away from clinching a crown which they haven't won since 2002. The 2 big men up there. Monkon always trying to bully himself into the penalty box to lend as much height as possible from Katisuk against Malaysian defenders, side by side with Aidisak. Saleh, who himself has got a couple of goals against Thailand. Scored in 1985 in the SEA Games, a 1-1 draw in 1987. They beat them by 2-0. And he's up, covering from his fall. Chanatip's just behind Kokrit. He decided to go further back. With a putt, sensing great awareness shown by him. Shuttle was just trying to hide behind the central defender and spring. The pass was made. The goalkeeper hit a putt. So all too wary of that situation. The Shuko Adan once again looking to hit more shuttle. So he covered that time by Tanapur. Saraj to surgically pierce it right through for the run of Kokrit. Kept it in play. Put away in the first place. Too physical to Erasmi. Shoving him out of the way. Thailand's record at home in Suzuki Cup matches almost unmatched. 21 games that they played before this, they've only suffered one defeat. That was in 2008 against Vietnam. It was a crucial defeat as well, as it did give the Vietnamese the Suzuki Cup at the end. Since then, they've had a 100% record, 6 games played. Thailand winning all 6 matches. Display so far from him. Too meaty for the assistant referee on Krokrit then. A couple of opportunities, especially that one when he had a chance to lift it over the goalkeeper, Kawin. The 10th minute of play to put the Malaysians one up. Shuttle scored a goal against Thailand in the semi-finals of the last Suzuki Cup. It happened to be the first goal that Malaysia scored against Thailand in the Suzuki Cup in 343 minutes. Saka trying to just barge Kunalan out of the way. Good shoulder charge though from the Malaysian. Here's Amriyaya, Safiq Rahim. We haven't seen him much as a creative force as an offensive player so far in this match. Zubair crossing early, too early perhaps. Here's Safiq. Amri. Safiq wants the ball straight away from Fadli Shahs. Gets it. Gets things moving with a clever ball outside to Kunalan. Azamuddin, still Azamuddin. The best of passes though from him. Saraji yet again sweeping up. Another pinpoint pass. This time watched by Kunalan. Ball first before man. Clean tackle by the number 16. Wins another one in the air. Peter Pat, this time he can go backward, but instead he panics. Malaysia have possession of the ball, only for a short while. Peter Pat stepped right in. Lone striker, he usually has his doppelganger, Safi Saleh, side by side with him. His tactic has worked so far. Saleh and Hammer, so he's keeping to the same 11. And boy, have they started this match very well. They've asked most of the questions. In fact, they've had more shots on target than the Thai so far in this game. Saraj, a late challenge on Kunalan. He's got to watch it. Another yellow card and he'll miss the final. The referee spared him that on that occasion. Now the Malaysians have the opportunity to swing this one in from Badri Radzi. It's a good ball hung up in the air for Fadli Shahs. It's still kept alive by Amriyaya. Narburin right in front of him. Amriyaya. Turf was mischievous. They won the day, but Narburin's given him a second opportunity. Well, first time effort was needed from Shuko Adan. took it cleverly because the goalkeeper perhaps didn't expect the shot to come in from the captain with the ball coming at him at such pace. Cowan's as good as it comes in goal. He's not going to be defeated with the ball just thrown up in the air like that. He's shown it already by palming away the effort from Nosharul earlier on. Sharil Shapui on the ball for Thailand. 2 goals in this tournament. One a penalty against Singapore. Believe it or not, the penalty that they scored against Singapore was just the first penalty that Thailand have ever converted in the Suzuki Cup. Sarach, Narbudin, Kon, came up Zubair, throw to Thailand. Chanatim, can't get that amount of space. Great ball by Chanatim and Sharil Kokrit. Trickery was needed against the Malaysians and not on himself. Azamuddin tried to win that cheap decision from the referee. Kovalenko was side by side with him all the way through. It's just off balance, fraction of a second. Modern day football, good enough for the players to converge on you and take it away from you. Sutinam. Zubair advised by Farizal to clear it sideways, which he does. Chanatip. Sharil. Shot on target by the Thais. Sarachulian, in fact, coming out from his central midfield role. Might be seeing a lot more happening from Sarach in this match. It's the second shot already he's taken. The first save that Farizal Marias has had to make. Offside. Marisa Kresom coming from an offside position. 15 minutes left after a breathless first half. Kati Suksinamong looking, of course, to win this tournament as player and coach. He's already most loved players, from Zico to God. That's what probably would come of it. He does clinch this tournament. Gunalan. Safiq. There's no shuttle. Trying to sort his feet out. Amriyaya is out wide. Gets the ball. Montrose inside, waiting for an assortment cross to be hung in. This was poor though. Here's Krokrit. Chanatip down the line. Wanting it to be played much earlier than that. He had made a run for it. He decided to pass up on the opportunity. Krokrit delayed the pass. It's not as fluent as he'd like it to be at the moment. Malaysians making it very hard for the players to actually keep ball in midfield and spray their passes around, and it's all credit to Dola Saleh for how he set up his Malaysian squad, and he's really got them appetized for this. Miracle then, as they like to call them, for their comeback victory in Hanoi. Malaysians have been feline-like in this tournament because they've used up almost all of their 9 lives. They get out of jail free cards. They were about 2 minutes away from elimination against Singapore. Got a last-minute penalty and a reprieve. Won that match, got through. Then against Vietnam, looks as if they were out, down and out after the first leg. Or far from it. Fadli Shahs gives away a free kick. Dangerous position. Sharil Shapui has gone right up and shows some interest in this. Isak gingerly picks himself up and will go right into the penalty box. trying to pounce and be that fox in the box we've seen from the Asian Games. It suits the left foot of Krokrit. Sharil Shapui, great executioner of the dead ball, leaves it for Krokrit, on target, easily held by the goalkeeper, who gambled and took a step to his left, expecting the ball to climb over the wall. Farizal, his positioning was A-class. There we go. Already taken that short little step to his left, ready to bounce, always on his feet. Picked it up cleanly. Peter Pat. Chanatip. Free kick. That's about the only way he can bring him down. Corner to Thailand. Shuko Adan once again stepping in at the right time, intercepting before the cross could get at the end of it to Mongkon. Mongkon storming into the box from his right flanker position. Shapui will take this. And again, easy for Farizal. Just a couple of saves that he's had to make, and most of them feeling those balls thrown inside the box. Katisuk would know more than anyone else, striker by trade, knowing that you always need your players to get right round the defence, down the byline. Chanatip, Krokrit, almost a slip by Kunalan, adjusted his feet well enough to win the ball back. Azimuddin couldn't control the ball well enough. Last came off the Pahang player. Chanatip. Playing tricks on them. I can't really play the ball at the moment, can't really control it. It's been okay with Chanatip. Alan came in, studs up challenge on him. Guilty of just tugging. Amriaya, the Malaysians breathe that huge sigh of relief now. Remaining. The first 45 that has thrilled so far. Oh, slight mistake once again. This time Cohen doesn't come fast enough. There's a misunderstanding between him and Tanabun. He wanted Tanabun to leave it to him. Typical trademark Cohen, isn't it? He usually comes out very late, but he'll come flying for the ball. This time he had no opportunities to do so, and Tanabun did not take any chances. That's good defending for you, because you just can't rely on the goalkeeper to take control of the situation. And Cohen needs to take control of that 6-yard box now and claim this cross from Badri Radzi. Cheeky, trying to dip it in. Star of the domestic league and the Malaysian Super League, but hasn't really had the opportunities on the international stage until that night in Hanoi. Cemented the fans' love for him. Peter Pat. Back to Krokrit. Krokrit, Tawikam. Players in his team, part of the SEA Games last year. 7 played at the Asian Games, where he scored 3 goals. Well kept in play by Mosharo. No give up in him at the moment. Safiq Rahim, Indra Putra asked for a handball. The answer is no. Sutinam will clear it from Thailand. Once again, Adisak at the end, the target. The ball that's floated up. Krokrit can't keep this one in play. Ball hit way too long by Shapui. tried and tested formula 4-2-3-1 from Suzuki. He's never veered away from it throughout this tournament, despite the fact that he's used almost every player that he's brought along to the Suzuki Cup, including the reserve goalkeeper. Mongkon waiting for the ball to sit before distributing to Sharil. Zubir, fortuitous that the ball was kept in play. It was an anywhere pass picked up by Badri Radzi. Rolling along the lines once again. Yaya, yet again, he's tripped up a couple of times already, around about the same spot. Narbudin. Adisak, told by his teammates that he's got time to turn, rather that was Sharil. No handball. Good chasing back. Adisak runs after this. Pass for a free kick. Referee says play on. How about that? It's like a beanbag for a right foot. Chanatip is taking the ball down. Shukor. Safi Ibrahim. Anisak, free kick. Shukor Aran. Should have known better with the experience that he has in him. Sort of a challenge like that, the forward goes right down. He's taken a real beating tonight, Adisak, from Shukor and Fadli Shahs. Every time he stood them right up and stared them right back in the eye. Krokrit. Chanatip back to Krokrit. Good closing down by the Malaysian defensive midfielders. Chanatip. That's a free kick for Thailand. Keeping ball, hasn't won a kill. Hasn't had the most joyous occasion so far in this final. There's more for that. There we go. Just wrapping the legs around it, showing that the opponent can't get the ball away from you. Krokrit has had a couple of opportunities bursting down the left-hand side, always found by his teammates, always bursting through the forward line, trying to catch the Malaysian defence sleepy. Katisuk's charges. Katisuk's kids haven't had much joy so far against Farizal Malias. He hasn't really had an outstanding save to make yet in this match. A couple of shots that he's fielded, one from Sarajuyan and one from Krokrit. It's been easy picking so far for the Malaysian custodian. Kesarat. This Thai team is built with a future in mind. The younger squads that they've ever taken to the Suzuki Cup. Fadli Shahs. It should be a free kick. Referees decided to play on. Saraju Yen wins it in the air. Chapui trying to keep it alive. Sharul. Cross inside the box. Amri Yaya is there, so through Indra Putra. Well cleared by Sutinam. Adisak. Oh, mistake by Fadli Shahs. Adisak is through on goal. Here's Adisak versus the goalkeeper. Adisak's looped it over him and out. Didn't look too convincing, did he? Bearing down on goal after a mistake by Fadli Shahs. First touch was great, the second not so. By the time the goalkeeper came out, caught in two minds. Should I lift it above him? Should I put it underneath him? In the end, he tried to do the former. Goalkeeper had a hand to it. Corner was all they got. And the Malaysians on the counter right now with Amri Yaya. No Sharul side by side with him. Azimuddin, Amri, Azimuddin, crowded out of it. To be honest with you, they went to that situation and almost caught themselves in a cul-de-sac that they ran out of ideas before Peter Potts came in. Shuttle once again trying to dance past the players. Badri Radzi's cross. Tanabu had to sort out his feet and then his fellow defenders before clearing it. Fadli Shah's much more convincing header that time, but it falls to Chanatip. Player out wide with a lot of room. It's covered now though from Indra Putra. He's almost given up his legs and coming storming back. Shapui. Adisak, and finally the ball's played out, and it's a disappointing pass as Zubair pounces. Poor touch from him though, easily cleared in the end by Sutinam. Experienced head in the defensive line at 27 years of age. Well, the break was certainly on until Zubair's clumsy touch got him too close to the man who's down on the pitch at the moment, Susinam Pukom. Looks like Peter Potts needs some treatment. It is Susinam. Trading leg of Zubair Azmi, ensuring that his abdomen is feeling all the pain in the world now. 2 international goals for Sutinam. Scored 5 goals last year for his club side Chonburi. He hardly had time to catch a breath, and the referee's hardly given extra time in the first 45 minutes. It's been a fiery encounter so far. Adisa Kraisom versus No Shuttle. No Shuttle's the player who's got a shot on target at least, and tested goalkeeper Kawin with this effort, palmed away by the flying Kawin. Thailand have had a couple of chances, this perhaps their best after a mistake by Fadli Shah's. Adisa Kraisom is taking too long to make up his mind whether he wanted to loop it over the goalkeeper or put it underneath him. In the end it went out for a corner to Thailand, and it stands at 0-0, half-time in the first leg of the Suzuki Cup final between Thailand and Malaysia.
นะครับกับเป็นเกมชนะเลิศการแข่งขันฟุตบอล AFF Suzuki ครับในปี2014ปีนี้ครับ
Welcome back to Bangkok and the Rajamangala Stadium as the home side troop out for the second half of the first leg Suzuki Cup final against Malaysia. Still 0-0, all to play for. Both teams attacking from the off, with the Malaysians having the better of the chances in the opening 20 minutes. Kawin pulling off a flying save already from Nosharul Idlan Talaha. One stop as well from Amri Yaya, the free header in the opening minutes of this game. That he has now kept a clean sheet for 254 minutes. Thailand themselves have now gone 344 minutes without conceding a goal in the Suzuki Cup. The last team to score against them, Malaysia, and they almost did on a couple of occasions in that first half. That perhaps the closest that they've come. Cowan preventing Nosharul adding his tally, and then Fadli Shah's almost conspiring to give Adisak Kraison a chance to give Thailand the lead. Inches wide at the end. Fadli spared by his goalkeeper's quick reflexes. Fariz Al-Malias coming off. There he is, Fadli Shahs, the man who's made more clearances than any other Malaysian in this tournament. And the fans back on their feet. A group of the Malaysian fans coming right here, showing a lot of chutzpah. They come all the way, blend in with the crowd in Thailand, who've been here in the early stages, hoping to cheer their team on, give them a nice little guard of honor as well as their bus trooped in 2 hours before the start of the game. They promised 25 million baht if they win this tournament. The Thai team, 1 million for each win. They're undefeated in this tournament so far. 4 wins, 1 goalless draw. Goalless draw against the Philippines, just the 4th time in Thailand have failed to score in a Suzuki Cup game. That's a quite magnificent result, considering that we're in the 10th edition already of this competition. Whereas Al-Marias has never kept a clean sheet against Thailand. He's done so at least for the first 45 minutes. This is his 3rd meeting against his Thai opponents. And remember that statistic, we've always had a result in the first leg since 2004, when it was turned into a 2-legged affair in the final. We've always had a result in the first leg, no draws. The team that's gone on to win the first leg has gone on to lift the Suzuki Cup. Two teams have won away from home. The first leg, Singapore against Indonesia in 2004, and Vietnam against Thailand in 2008. Saraj, once again, using his puny figure just to create a huge nuisance of himself against Nosharul. Bundled off the ball by Shapui. A lot more defensive work than he usually does. Is that onside? The answer is no. Kokri trying to just sweep himself around the defensive line to keep himself side by side with the defense, which, just like the game against Vietnam, is trying to play as high a line as possible. Can be very dangerous, especially with Fadli Shah's back paddling then. Chanatip trying to feed out wide to use the pace of Krokrit down the flanks. Sharil Shapui. A lot more needed from him creatively. Sarajuyan will always be the nerve centre of this midfield engine group. Kanalan's clearance only finds Chanatip. Can turn around. Shuko gets a second opportunity. And once again, Shuko standing tall against very tiny Chanatip from Krasin. Indraputra all the way back to Kanalan. Players need to recall that spirit of 2009. Then everyone back home gave the Malaysians no chance in the Southeast Asian Games in 2009 against a Thai team that dominated competition for the longest of times. They actually beat them in their final match, 2-1, to knock the Thais out of the competition. Shapui, Chanatip, Krokrit. This is buttery until the cross. Not the best of passes though. Forward from Safi Ibrahim, picked up by grateful Cowan. Themselves for this final. Thailand have amped themselves up after their opening 2 group matches. Started to shut up shop a little bit. Didn't concede against Myanmar. Over the 2 legs of the semi-finals against the Philippines. Narabuddin very much part of that back line since his appearance against Malaysia. Status obstinate as you'd like. Zubir Wilaya is trying to get ahead of Shuttle just for the time being. He's operated a lot down the left hand side of the first half, allowing Indra Putra, I should say, to be the player supporting Shuttle as much as possible. Great turn that one was by Indra Putra. Totally fooled Saraj. Just rolling back the years, isn't it? As the Indra Putra had burst into the scene as a 20-year-old making his debut for Malaysia in 2000. He is 14 years later. Still doing yeoman service, still scoring goals. The third against Singapore, his only goal in this tournament. He's hoping to get a second now. This Malaysian free kick taken by their top scorer and the tournament joint top scorer, Safiq Rahim. Ball's floated in. Left at the end by Sutanam. Got a call from Cowan, a very late call. Just ducked out of the way. That's a call from Cowan. There we go. This ball was floated right in. Sharil. Side takes another challenge from Fadli Shahs. Can't keep giving away free kicks like that, Malaysia. Done so well so far against Adisa Kraisom. Not allowing him to turn and face ball. It's a nasty challenge this time. And Narabuddin. Might be the first yellow card. Is it on Amriyaya? Served a suspension, of course, in the first leg semi-final against Vietnam. Picks up another yellow card now against Narabuddin. First player booked in the 2014 Suzuki Cup final. More importantly, it sets up an opportunity for Shuttle Shapui to find one of his players' heads inside the penalty box. Budin has dusted himself and gone right in. Chanatip is there as well. More to create nuisance and to win anything in the air, surely. Chapuis's given the go-ahead to take this free kick. It's floated into a dangerous zone. Is that a penalty? Well, the Thais wanted a penalty, and it looked as if the player was being hauled down by the Malaysian defence. The referee, though, has waved away claims. We've seen so many penalties given away in this tournament already. Not that time. Krokrit. Zubair does well. Chanatip. Shot is on. It's poorly taken in the end by Chapui. The Malaysians will be worried that they gave him the opportunity to turn inside the penalty box and take a swing at that. Was this a penalty though? Oh, I tell you what, we've seen them given before. As we have a look at Chapuis's snatch shots at the end. It's right at the far post. That might have been a huge penalty shout, which might have turned the game around. And given this tournament, its 9th penalty. Had more penalty conversions, one more penalty conversion in this tournament than we had in the last 3 combined. Chanatip, still Chanatip. Chanatip, round a couple of challenges, needs support, finds it in Mongkon. Malaysians inviting him to shoot, he passes up on the opportunity, now to put in, Mongkon! Slightly over, just like it was at the early stages of the first half. Narabudin pulling the ball back and finding Mongkon almost from the same area. This time it wasn't skied as high as it was, but he still can't keep it in between the stakes. He thought it was in. In his prime, he would have put that in. Getting closer to a goal. This game deserves a goal. The way these two sides have been going at it. Adisak failed to keep it in play. With Kirati, Kirisumbut out injured after pulling a hammy in a match against the Philippines. He's the only known striker in the team. Chanatip, he's in a different postal code, isn't he? Chanatip. Whenever he gets the ball, the excitement lingering around, cascading down the fans at the Rajamangala Stadium. Stylish goal kick from Farizal, almost finding his teammate. Clever throw. Adisaks just scooted clear of his markers. Gets the ball back. Chanatip is there. Krokrit at the far post, asking for the ball to be delivered. Saraj. Any sort of a blast would do. A couple of players wanted him to dig the ball inside the penalty box. Adisak included. Narbudin. Adisak. Adisak! Oh! How close was that? Never concede from a throw-in. That's what they're always told, and the Malaysians almost did that with some elementary defending. Fadil Shah's being taken out of the penalty box. Shuko Adan just screamed after him. From the moment he was sold, that body feints from Adisak Kraisom. And it fell at a superb height, inviting him to smack it into the back of the net. Faris Al-Malia still not worked yet. Chapui. Mongkon asking Chapui to chase after this, and he does, and keeps it in play. It's a delicious cross by Chapui. Krokrit, Adisak headed away. Chanatip is right there putting pressure on the defenders. Has he given away a free kick? I think he has, but that was a cross from Chapui. Krokrit couldn't add the finishing touches. Heroic defending in the end from Fadli Shahs and Azamuddin to complete the clearance. But they're sensing something here at the Rajamangala. The Thai crowd now getting up on their feet. They're upping the tempo, upping the pressure. On the breakaway, the Malaysians couldn't get past Suriname. Seems to have recovered from that little pull in his abdomen just before half-time. Tarabun, both central defenders had a nervous start to this game. Slowly though, they've settled to their organisation and their paces. Zubir dinking it into space. It's a clever ball. No Sharul, almost using his body to perfection and turning around his marker. Chanatip feeds Chapui. Break is on. It's 4 against 4. Mongkon once again. Krokrit screaming for the ball out wide left. Mongkon has got to go back to Narabudin. Thankfully for him, that pass back did find a teammate, Sarachuyan. Handball, or is that going to be a throw-in? Thai forwards just screaming at Chapui and gang, saying that they wanted the ball played far quicker. Chapui still shadow Chapui. Chanatip allows it to run to Sarach! Just wide. Second best passing percentage in this tournament, Sarachuyan. But in this game, he's had as many shots as Adisa Kraison. That's his third already. 2 of them have been off target. So the shots are raining in on Farizal Malia's goal. But in the second half, he hasn't had a save to make just yet. The guardian angel of that 6-yard box yet again. Protector in chief against Nosharul. Krokrit. Good tackle that one was by Kunalan. Krokrit didn't give it up, tried to keep it alive. This one will go out for a tie throw. Peter Pat. Some movement always comes to the fore. Tiny Chanatip, Chapui. You could see that happening from a mile away. Fadli Shahs just came raining in on him, wrecking ball stuff from the Malaysian centre back. The moment he committed himself, he had no choice. It's either ball or player. Took the latter and gives away another free kick. Crowd sets a goal. Chapui tries to deliver. He's already got one against the Malaysians to tie it at 2-2 in the group stages. This one though goes meekly wide. The goalkeeper would have gotten to it. Chanatip, well stepped into by Fadli Shahs. Much better defending from him. Once again the ball played behind the defence, hoping that Nosharul does something with it. Well, he does. He wins a throw in after that hook's clearance from Sutunam Fukom. It's always the danger. Katison knows all about it. Likes of Tanaput and Sutinam have got to keep a watchful eye on the Malaysian counter. Sutinam intervenes. Ball's gone right through. No shuttle. Tees it up. Blocked in the end. The effort was by Safiq Rahim. And all of a sudden, it's the Thai's turn to break away. Mongkon. Chanatip. Great close control from Chanatip. Saraj. Ball didn't go out. Amriyaya. It's end-to-end stuff. How are we still at 0-0 in this match? Radzi trying to create some room for himself. Finally allowed to Indra Putra. Oh, that was an elbow swung into the face of Indra Putra. Referee didn't have frontal view of that. Head on head in the end. There was an elbow flung into him from Narbudin. Krokrit. Solid defending. Was desperate. But Shuko Adan, Malaysian captain. Or was that Azamuddin? It was Azamuddin. It shows that the Thais only get a corner from their latest expedition into the Malaysian half. Ball's flighted. Hoisted into the dangerous spot. Once again, Sutinam trying to attack it. He will still cling, and he should have had a penalty. Chanatip trying to influence matters with his busy running in midfield. Katisuk might be ready to bring on Prakit Diprom, who was left out to accommodate Adisak Kraisom in this final. Is he going to take out Adisak and go for Chanatip up front all by himself? Prakit trying to create in midfield and giving more space to Shapui. Oh. Two-legged challenge on Azamuddin from Tanaput Kisarat, so he had to get it spot on. Minutes into the second half now. No shuttle. Still no shuttle. Anywhere would do. Hoping for something to happen in the penalty box. No magic though. Thai is trying to impose their pressing game on the Malaysians. Successfully. Krokrit. Fatigue probably kicking into the Malaysians now. You can tell that the intensity level has dropped a whole lot in the second half. Not the same sort of pressing that they showed against Vietnam. And in that first half, especially that first 15 minutes where they hardly gave the Thais any time on the ball in midfield. The Thais have now gone 365 minutes without conceding a goal in the Suzuki Cup. More importantly, they're trying to score one here. Chanatip. Shapui is curled into space for Krokrit. Kon took it down well, not a put in. Should be Farizal. It's unorthodox in his catching there. Amriyaya is pressure into giving the ball away. Once again, Thailand have possession. They've had nothing to show from it so far. Prakit all set and ready to come in. Saraj, Adisak, Narbuddin. It's a clever ball lifted into space for once. Chanatip's touch let him down. Can't say that too often. Gets a right back though from Saraj Julian. Pirapat. Krokrit. Still Krokrit. Anywhere would do with the challenges so far from the Malaysians. Oh, it's onside. Adisak straight into the stomach of the goalkeeper. First save he's had to make, and he hasn't let the team down. Farizal Malias. It's just a hopeful punt forward for Adisak Kraisom. Took it cleanly. It was a great connection with the ball. The keeper obstinate at his near post. And we're still at 0-0. Kawin forced to defend his goal. The 367 minutes. They haven't conceded. Once again, it's Amriyaya. Might have gone out, might have come off the post. He was taking no chances. Prakit does come in, and he takes the place of Mongkon. That might mean Sharil Shapui going down the right-hand side. Or is it Prakit going down the right-hand side? It is Prakit with his first touch of the ball. Prakit. Still Prakit. Fresh legs. Raw energy. Couldn't get past the second sliding challenge though. Indra. Let's just feed it into the strides of Amriyaya. There's too much swerve on the ball. Narbuddin. Onside. Prakit. Hangs it up. No one there at the far post. Chanatip trying to chase down Azimuddin, forcing him into a clearance straight to Pirapat. Saraj. Shapui. Narbuddin. Prakit outside of him once again. Seen a lot of the ball since he's come on. Prakit. Adisak. Is he onside or off? Should be on. Decided to play on. Amriyaya is as good as the auxiliary striker at the moment. Bullied off the ball by Pirapat. Saraj. Upping the ante. Amping up the intensity. Thailand still can't find a way through this stubborn Malaysian defense. Chanatip! Palmed away. Was that a penalty? Yes, it is. Finally it's given Fadli Shah's an accident waiting to happen in the Malaysian defense, and he commits the greatest crime as he brings down Adisak, and Thailand have a penalty in the 2014 Suzuki Cup final. Once again, Fadli Shah's turned too easily, and this time he stuck his foot out, and the referee had a great view of it. Didn't hesitate to point straight to the spot. And once again, we have a penalty in the 2014 edition of the Suzuki Cup. Sharil Shapui, who scored a penalty against Singapore in their opening match. He scored against Malaysia in the second game. Now has a chance to score his third of the tournament, which will make him Thailand's top scorer. Shapui! Same spot he put it against Hassan Sani of Singapore. Faris Al-Malias, no chance. Came close to it. But it was unnerving from the number 7, and he's given Thailand the lead. The 9th penalty. Converted in this tournament against a team that has had most of the penalties so far, Malaysia. Thailand, and Shadul Shapui with his 2nd penalty conversion in the 2014 Suzuki Cup. As we stated earlier, before the start of this tournament, they never even converted a penalty in the Suzuki Cup. And now they've had 2, and they've converted them both from that number 7. The Malaysians, though, are still singing their hearts out because they believe that their side, who've never cowed and never bowed in this tournament so far, Dola Saleh has instilled a fighting spirit in these Malaysians, and boy do they have to fight. It's a story of their tournament so far, isn't it? From the jaws of elimination, jaws of defeat, they've come back time and time again. Well, here's another one. Remember, in their 4 previous meetings against Thailand, in Thailand, in this competition, they haven't scored against them. Now will be a good time to write that statistic. No Shadul, did it last come off him? The answer is yes. No, it's not. It's going to be a corner. He's been lively as a wire tonight, No Shadul. Badri Radzi takes. Zamuddin settles for the throw. It's 373 minutes now that Thailand have gone without conceding in the Suzuki Cup. Malaysia have that statistic to take down as well. And that, by the way, is the 4th longest streak in Suzuki Cup history. 373 minutes without a concession. Badrul Bakhtiar, who scored in the 2011 SEA Games against Thailand, comes on. So too does Safi Saleh, the hero of the 2010 first leg final when he scored 2 against Indonesia. Badrul, first touch, ball taken away from him. Thailand have got this clear. Adi Saka once again at the end of another crude challenge, this time coming in from Zubair Azmi. Krokrit, broken clear. Kunalan, very alert to the situation. He's played well since he's been converted to a right back. There's Kunalan. Talabun, Saraj. Using his strength and his nous just to get the ball away from Badrul. Still in play, Pirapat. They tried to clip his ankles, couldn't take the ball away from him. It's dirty at the moment, out there on the pitch. Shahrul Shapui, the latest player to go down. Adisak, lovely ball back to Narabuddin. No one inside the penalty box for him to aim at. The inquest has started. Katisak wants to know how Shahrul Shapui has bundled off the ball without a free kick being given there. Advantage was played. Probably wanted a yellow card too. Zico is not too happy with the referee's decision. Shapui gets up, his goal separating these two sides. Tanabun. Adisak misses it. Off a few aerial duels which he didn't win. Kroket taken out. Azemuddin doing a lot of his work defensively rather than the opposite end of the pitch tonight. Gives away another free kick. Saraj, clever ball. Adisak taking it from Prakit. Shapui, in fact, kept in play by Adisak. Narabuddin, allowing the Malaysians to converge on him before he's toying it out off Indra. He's playing more as a left winger now, Indra Putra, to allow Safi Saleh a chance to go up front, right up there alongside No Shuttle. Pirapat marshalled out of it expertly. Shuko Adan. No Shuttle. Safi using his strength and using it well. Zubir invited to come forward by Safik Rahim. Safik tries to ping a pass, failed to do so. Badrol forced to go backwards all the way back to his goalkeeper. Farizal to Fadli. Now Fadli would hope for a goal back after giving away that penalty. They had defended so stoutly up to then. Safik to Fadli Shahs. Allowing Safik Rahim to take over, try to pull the strings now. And the pass Batu hasn't been given able the time or the running up front from his teammates to ping a pass forward. Chanatib loses out in the air to Shukra Adan. Fadli. Saraj bringing back Badrol. Good work by Badrol. Well, it was going in. Cowan loves his clean sheets. Good effort by Badrol. Adisak. Don't furrow up for him up front tonight. He's played that role to perfection. He's just bullied the Malaysian central defenders out of the way and created space for his teammates, and more importantly, won the penalty. It gave Shahrul Shapui the chance to put them 1-0 up. He was not going to pass up on it. The man who got the winning goal in the 1996 final against Malaysia celebrates what at the moment seems to be the winning goal in this first leg as we approach the final 10 minutes. Shuttle wanted a free kick. Crockett couldn't keep it in play. Safi, Indra, Azemuddin. Badro. Tries to feed it into space for the run of Azimuddin. Peter Pat was always favoured to get to the ball. Putra trying something spectacular, might be booked for it. He's telling the referee that's the only way he could have had a shot on goal. And his ego will claim that he would have had put it on target if it wasn't for the head of his opposite, number 13, Narabuddin. Smack on the face for Narabuddin with one number, and results in a yellow card for Indra Putra. Scored his goal against Thailand in 2002, round about this time in the 82nd minute. Kyati Suk side have now gone 381 minutes without conceding a goal. Malaysia close to their 5th match against Thailand in Thailand without scoring. As I said, it's a Malaysian side that has been very resilient to this tournament so far. They don't understand the words give up, and their supporters know all about it. They wouldn't mind taking a 1-0 scoreline back to the Bukit Jalil Stadium on Saturday. Adisak has been ravenous up front. Wins another header in the air. Easy decision for the officials. This time Fadli Shah's at the end of some rough treatment that he's been dishing out to Adisak throughout the night. Balance of play in the second half. Thais deserve this 1-0 lead, you'd have to say. Malaysians shown, especially in the first half, in the opening 20 minutes of the match, they have it in them to get a goal. They need a goal now. Don't get it that way though. Cross lacking any sort of elevation. Shapway wins one in the air. Krokrit keeps it alive to Adisak. Adisak, Narabuddin is back on the pitch of play already after taking that smacker on the face. Indra, Saraj, Rakit. Peter Pat, always energized, he's ready to move forward. It does mean that Krokrit will have to come back defensively to help out, at least temporarily. Up and under of a clearance. Peter Pan wins it in the air. Safi does well to win back possession though. Indra given no time to dwell on the ball. Great closing down once again by the Thais. Peter Pat, Krokrit. Once again it's a very high line that's played by the Malaysians and it's been sprung. Chanatip Songkrasin laying in on the play for Krokrit! It was patient, it was metronomic, and it was chillingly executed. They drew the Malaysian defense out, and they had the right person springing in behind them, and Chanatip Songkrasin, who unselfishly laid it on the plate for Krokrit Tawikam, who becomes the 10th different Thai player to score against Malaysia in the Suzuki Cup. Head up all the time, Chanatip. And how good was the pass into the stride of Krokrit for his favorite left foot. Is this the moment, the final denouement of the 2014 Suzuki Cup? The man who got the 600th goal in Suzuki Cup history, with his third goal against the Philippines in the second leg semi-final, now scores the 60th goal of this tournament, with the second goal of this match, and his third in the tournament. Malaysians not going to give up on this. Is there enough fire in their bellies? They've brought on another striker, Manaf Mamat, who's part of that 09 SEA Games squad that miraculously beat Thailand in the closing stages. Well, they need a miracle now in the closing 5 minutes. Adisak flicks and tricks now available for the crowd's viewing pleasure. This will be their 7th victory in a row in Thailand in the Suzuki Cup since their 2-1 defeat to Vietnam in 2008. Their only defeats that they've suffered at home in their Suzuki Cup history. 25 touches without a Malaysian getting onto the ball. 26, 27, is it going to be in? That would have been the goal of the tournament, and perhaps one of the goals of the Suzuki Cup history. 27 touches, and Cowan was a spectator throughout, watching and applauding the captain. Chapuis took the final shot, which went just wide. He's feeling the effects of stubbing his throw, stubbing his foot on the ground, more than anything else. This is a marker laid down by Thailand. May we remind you, whoever's won the first leg in the Suzuki Cup has gone on to lift the trophy. But it's a Malaysian side that has defied logic so far in this competition. Might have their own say on Saturday when we get to the capital in Kuala Lumpur. Might be good nights for Shuttle Chapuis. Who scored the opening goal before Crooked Tawikam made it 2. Well, it's no use just having one player spring the offside trap. But give credit to Crooked Tawikam because he kept pace with Chanatip. And we all know, watching the Suzuki Cup, it's not an easy thing to do. Stride for stride inside the penalty box, and he devoured that opportunity set up to him on the plate. 4 minutes of added time. Free kick to Thailand, exactly where they wanted to be. Might be a doubt Shuttle Chapuis for the second leg. They don't want to lose any more players because Praket Deeprong might be his ready-made replacement for the second leg. He's gone down injured as well after this hefty challenge from Badro Bakhtia. There we go, he stubbed it on the ground. Caught a little bit of the Kunalan studs as well. Kept in play by Adisak. Ran into trouble, got it right back. On a throw from Fadli Shahs. It's been a soldiering display from Adisak Kraison. Never backing down from any challenge, ensuring the centre-backs are occupied full-time. Sarachuyan goes down. Referee's given a free kick. The Malaysians in their pursuit of winning possession back. Just giving away free kicks for fun now. Safi Saleh, the latest, studs up. And even have been a red card if the referee had seen it all over again. That was a nasty challenge by the Malaysian number 10. Adulaso brought on. It might be for Sarat Yuyen. He's a yellow card away from suspension, remember. Oh, almost a chance once again for Adisak, coming in on the blind side of Fadli Shahs. Tanabun. Crowd appreciated the dynamic boot up front. That anywhere would do attitude. And now Adulaso can be brought on. Yes, of course, the team captain, Adulaso, and he will come on indeed for Sarachuyan. Katisuk appreciates him. There are 49,000 other ties in this stadium. We've also appreciated that effort from Sarachuyan. Passing percentage, second best in the tournament, just behind Manuel Ott of the Philippines. Pirapat, happy to gain yards with the throw. Pirapat now loses possession. Last thing they want is to concede an away goal now, Thailand. Been really tight at the back, that's not the way to do it. Badrol. Oh, almost sneaking in, and Cowan is there. Now 3-8-9 minutes without conceding a goal. Cowan, Tamsachanan, and went 491 minutes without conceding a goal in the recent Asian Games. Fadli Shahs has been committed. Break might be on here for Thailand. Zubir Azmi anywhere would do for him. He's given the ball right back to a blue shirt. Pirapat though failed to control it in his stride. Thailand can see their reflection in the Suzuki Cup. Dola Saleh has a look on the face of a 6-year-old who's just been given his first algebra equation. Can't solve the solution and the problem of Kiatisuk Sinamwang still. Zico wins it. Fadli Shahs gave away a penalty, tucked away by Shadil Shapui. The Malaysians have faith because they've seen their team come back from the jaws of elimination and defeat before. In their final group match against Singapore and in their semi-final second leg against Vietnam. That never say die spirit will be needed in full essence and amounts when they take on Thailand again in the second leg in 3 days' time at Bukit Jalil, because they'll go into that match trailing by 2-0. The job was done at the Rajamangala thanks to the Royal Rajamangala, Kiatisuk and his tactics. His kids led by the goal, the penalty goal by Shadil Shapui, and the tuck-in from Krokrit Tawikam have won this one by 2-0.
Okey, Coach Dola, komen perlawanan akhir pertama Malaysia menentang Thailand malam ini, persembahan pemain Malaysia dan juga ni.
Nampaknya hari ini kita tidak seperti apa yang berlaku sebelum ni. Nampaknya kita bermain dalam keadaan tertekan dan Thailand telah menunjukkan satu permainan yang memang dijangkakan hari ini, bermain di tempat sendiri dan cuma kelekaan kita di bahagian pertahanan agak ketara sedikit pada minit ke 70, 60 lebih, 65, 70 agak ketara sikit. Kita goyang di bahagian belakang, sebab itu Thailand ambil kesempatan.
Coach Dola, keputusan 2-0 memihak kepada Thailand dan akan berulang perlawanan ulangan di Kuala Lumpur selepas ini.
Dalam bola sepak macam-macam boleh berlaku. 2-0, saya percaya bermain di tempat sendiri di Kuala Lumpur nanti, insya-Allah saya pasti tak ada apa yang nak fikirkan dan saya percaya pemain-pemain akan bagi lebih daripada apa yang ditunjukkan pada malam ni.
วันนี้ก็ถือว่าโอเคนะครับ3 แต้มนะครับแต่ทีนี้เนี่ยมันยังเหลืออีกเกมหนึ่งนะครับก็เรามีสกอร์ที่ดีกว่าอยู่ตอนนี้2 ลูกนะครับแต่เรายังไม่หยุดเส้นทางตรงนี้นะครับเราต้องไปเก็บ3 แต้มนอกบ้านด้วยนะครับนั่นคือเป้าหมายของเรานะมั่นใจแค่ไหนครับก็มั่นใจนะครับเพราะว่ามาถึงตรงนี้แล้วก็เต็มที่นะครับ